Elizabeth I knew. She knew the true identity of the slaves. But you will be surprised to learn that her reaction was entirely different to that of Pope Eugene, who gave Prince Henry the Navigator permission to enslave the people of the book. Elizabeth's seamen were eager to partake in the wealth enjoyed by the Portuguese and Spanish slavers by permission of the Queen. One such privateer was John Hawkins, whose good ship Jesus of Lubeck was by no means the first slave ship to visit the shores of Africa, as some claim, but compared to the Portuguese and Spanish, they were late in the game. Elizabeth had began her rule in 1558, but as early as 1442, Gonçalves, a Portuguese sailor in Prince Henry's service, sailed the northwestern coast of Africa and brought back with him 10 slaves and gold. The source does not mention the name of the North African countries those Portuguese prospectors visited, so we will tell you. Their ships probably embarked in Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, and those slaves would have been remnants of the northern tribes of Manasseh, Ephraim, and Gad that had escaped the Assyrian captivity in 732 BC and were still living in North Africa after the invasion of the Arab Muslims in the 7th century AD. Hawkins and Elizabeth had a close relationship, but she was said to be enraged when Hawkins proposed enslaving people from the African continent. You can say this is mere speculation, but hear what the eminent historian Sir Harry Johnston wrote. He says although Queen Elizabeth lent 2 ships to Sir John Hawkins and invested money in his enterprise, she believed she was merely engaging in the procuring of African trade. When she realized Hawkins was applying his or her ships to the kidnapping of slaves and their transportation to the Canary Islands and the West Indies, she censured him, saying, "It would be detestable," and called down the vengeance of heaven upon the undertaking. Elizabeth withdrew her support from Hawkins because she knew who those slaves were, and she believed divine retribution would fall upon England if she participated in this endeavor. She was a ruthless queen, but one that feared the Most High God. Some 150 years after her death in 1603, Leo Africanus and English, French, and Latin cartographers help us to identify the northern tribes in their texts and maps of North Africa. Joshua was an Ephraimite and the son of Nun. Nun corresponds to present-day Morocco, and the tribe of Gad was found on the border of Ammon, which corresponds to present-day Libya and Tunisia. It is important to note what was going on behind the scenes that men have covered by the use of the term slaves and Negroes, for among the slaves and Negroes were the Hebrews, and among the colonizers were the children of Esau, who pursued Jacob relentlessly that they might destroy them.